Hi, YouTubers. How about this one? You can lead a man to water, but you can't make him fish. Or you can give him a brain and you can't make him think. You can give him a heart and it doesn't mean it works right. So, hope everybody's doing good. I'm doing pretty good, you know. Um, yeah, the wheels of justice do turn a little slow, but it's the momentum. Once it starts going, it picks up speed, inertia. So might seem like nothing's going on, and I'll keep everybody, um I guess the word would be abrised to the situation or on top of the subject in my own way. But private correspondence is best, and that's just the way it is. It's better that way. So it's not like nothing's going to be done. It's just that, hey, lay out in the sun, have a cocktail, and think that you can literally go after good people with lies and nothing's going to happen to you, because when you're drinking that cocktail is when they're going to nab your ass. So mark my words, you're going down. All you fools. I'm not going to say bring it on. I hope you don't go any further than you've gone, but you are that stupid. I can see that. So, Jeffro, you don't have to threaten me with a smear campaign. That's all your channel's about. The only friends you have are filthy like you that would literally smear somebody else and come over in my channel and talk and threaten me. Why? I told you to go. You said you would, and now you're here. What the hell do you want, young person? Because I don't feel the need to want anything from you. You don't have anything I want. There's nothing of value that you say, even your music. There's nothing of value that you do or say at this point that you make me want to have anything to do with you. So, um, if you feel that you have to lie about me and make up fairy tales to make yourself look better and bigger and badder, or whatever you want to try and do to me, I wish you lived close. I'd talk to you in person. I can imagine what that would be like, but I would love it. Give me your address. I'll come visit you. I would. Just right across the border, probably about 500 miles. I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more. That's a good song. So, just go away with your baloney. Your channel really would do a lot better if you stuck to your music and literally stuck to your own type of people and your own type of friends and let other people do the same thing. Trying to make a smear campaign about me is only going to attract your type of people to that smear campaign. I already have very rich friends of spirit, soul, humor, um, cleanliness of mind and soul. So the people that would be attracted to somebody like you trying to say or do something to me is just more of you. And I told you to go away. And you're not abiding by my wishes, and you think that you can just do whatever you want to do. And God's going to say, hey, I don't love Barb enough to defend her. I don't love Barb enough to give her the means to defend herself. That's what you're assuming. And you think I'm stupid, so assume away. And I didn't feel the need to tell you that people love me because I'm trying to prove anything. I have the right type of people. I would rather have this many friends that were true than a gazillion that were trashy. That's all I'm saying. Is the quality of friends that I do have are very few. But when I do make a good friend, they're worth it. And I am to them too. And those are the ones that fight for each other. And most likely, they're intelligent enough and have means of income and the intelligent thing again, um, to come up against anything that's thrown their way with grace. So that's all I'm going to say. If you feel like you want to come against me, lie about me, or even point out the things about me that you don't like, I'm not going to point out the things about you that I don't like. You're doing that for yourself, and everybody sees it. So you're literally making a fool out of yourself. Your whole platform is nothing but a joke, trying to come against people for, I mean, I could see, like, I seen um that woman drinking her blood and shit. It's like, okay, that's entirely sick. And pedophiles and shit like that. That, yes, I agree. Um, Going after those type of people is, but there still would be a different way to go about it. And it's like, that's why I respect the call for an uprising, because I don't even know if he smokes cigarettes, but if he did, he's going about things the right way to gather a big audience, not just small fry. And his fight and what he's done, he's actually stopped a ring of them in Minnesota and other places that he works with people and he knows what he's doing. And those would be the type of people that I would want on my side. I wouldn't be insulting those warriors that want to stop all this pain that kids and people are going through with the human trafficking and everything else. I would literally gather around those type of people and they would become my friends, you know. So, like Lynn Regatas, she's that's all she does in the media, and that's all she's ever been about. And she's the same age as I am, and she has hardly any friends either. But what is the quality of the friendships that you have? You know, that's the thing. You can have a whole ton of garbage, you know. Your fridge might be full of a little fresh stuff, but your pile of garbage is huge. And that's a waste. So, um, like I said, I hope you don't continue your crap with me, but do what you feel you think is the right thing for you. And I will do the same. I'll say God bless you. Good luck. Well, good luck's a little sharp because that word good isn't too good. So I'll just say God bless you. Now go away. You've been asked, now you've been told. So everybody else, hello, hello. Yeah, Robin, you're right. It's called shift change. Yeah. When one of us is resting, the other one's there in the mind of God with them feelings. Um, what would the word relaying that message from Christ with Christ in us? So yeah, from God. Absolutely right. And Justin, Doug really enjoyed your reading out of the book of John. He loved it. So yeah, he said he can do more of them. That's what he said. So, and that's a rarity for Doug, big time. So that is really cool. Yeah. So yeah, the people that I know, I can just hear you and see you and feel you in my mind's eye, and that's how God helps us communicate like that. It's a good thing we can talk on the phone or whatever we need to do to help each other, and that's just the way that is. And when people are close, you don't even have to do that anyway because we hear each other thinking. So, and Robin, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right about what I'm doing. That's a fact. That goes back to me just having a few good friends. It's the right ones, the good ones. Like customers that have been in the FBI and people begging me to even just go fishing with them because they love me, and them type of people, you know. I'm not just talking about the FBI, but I'm just talking about people in general. Like, I dated well, he thought he was Magnum PI, but he was a investigator and is a private investigator. And it is the people that that help make your world go around. You damn right. And investigative skills, I get them from God. So do my friends, you know. So yeah, that's not a problem. It'll look like nothing's happening until it happens, and that's the beauty of it too. You know, it's like that ticket when you run a red light, but they got one of them cameras on there, and they get your license plate, and then you get that ticket in the mail, and you thought you got away with it. It's like one of them. So there's no worries. You'll live through it. But if you have to beg on the street for your food, you don't care if I do. And I don't think God cares if you do. He won't let you go hungry. Where there's a will, there's a way. So don't worry about starving. You'll be just fine in your jail cell. I heard they feed you. And if you think you're safe because you live in another country, there's international laws. So do what you want to do because people like you are going to be the example for the whole world. So feel honored that you will be made to feel as stupid as you're acting in front of the whole world. So if I have trashy people talking trashy crap and having to put together clips that are lies and different things, you just do what you think you got to do. Because the friends that I do have, I would take one good friend over many like you. Many, 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 many. So, and doesn't matter. See what I'm saying? You're just giving me what I'm led to do. So, you're doing to people something I would never do to people. So, if you think you're better in some way, Satan's really using you. You're going to be an example for the whole world, not just one tiny town or something, the whole world. Yeah, you'll be famous. The famous fools. It's in the Bible. What I'm doing is in the Bible too. It is. It's the words. Yeah, that Nickelodeon's last night, Robin. I was wondering when you'd come across that and be able to articulate that for people. And that was so perfect. Absolutely perfect. The twisting and blendings of the religions. And yeah, that's not just within Christianity either, like, or pagan with the rituals. That goes into like, well, Satanists have crept their little slimy clay fingers into every single um, form of praise in our world. So the true ones that do have that really, really don't have a name for what they feel in their heart for God and His Son and each other. So, and my friend that was worried about coming from a different channel that lied about me and worse, don't ever worry about that. Once I tell you I respect you and you're my friend, there's nothing anybody can say or do to take that away from you. So don't ever worry about that. And I think women worry about it almost a little more because um it's so hard to find a woman that wouldn't act like a slut or a dumb C. You know what I'm saying. So yeah, don't worry about that. I'm with you always. So yeah, women that get along just get along, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Those are the ones that kind of walk off and let the other ones act slutty, even if they're like hitting on their own husbands. A couple of them will just walk off and say, man, I want to go home. you know. So yeah. I feel you and I'm with you and I love you and there's no fear and we're friends forever and nothing can take that away from us. So don't you ever worry. And I got another friend with a birthday coming up 3 days and counting. And that's very cool. Same day as my granddaughter. So, yeah, cool. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just shooting the breeze with you. Um, Getting some housework done, and I was out a little bit this morning. It's kind of windy and cold, but could be worse in January here, so we're doing pretty good, luckily. And hmm, I don't know. It's just nice to know that I can turn on the YouTube and there'll be somebody thinking the same way I do about the loose mindset of the whole world that is sickening, that I can't stand, that other people are actually standing up and saying the same thing. Now I'll go back to Justin's words, like it's so great to be me, you know? I feel the same way. I love me because I don't have to feel dirty. I can look in the mirror and say, hey, you know, this is a good feeling instead of not even being able to look in the mirror and see Christ in my eyes. I don't know what that would be like. It would be too bad. I'm sure it's painful. Just going against God in any way when He tells us to do something. A lot of us aren't quiet enough, or I will say a lot of you aren't quiet enough to listen to Him. You can't hear Him. You might love Him, the love might be true, but when He's telling you something, I hear Him telling you, and you're not hearing Him. If I say a prayer, um, please let this person understand that I truly am a Christian and I truly do love everybody, but I'm not going to let people lie about people and get away with it, or hurt other people when there's other ways to go about things like this, that it's intolerable and it's unnecessary. And if you can't see the Christian in me, and so I asked God to show you that, and I know you didn't listen, or if you heard it, you didn't care, that tells me a lot. You're my enemy. You are my foe, my adversary, a Satanist. So, yeah, now I heard that high pitched tone that 007 made in his videos hurt somebody else's ears too. And they said that the reason why it would hurt somebody's ears is that they are evil. And it's like, what? Oh, I knew that was coming too. So don't even let that worry you. This is a man that would grab his girlfriend around the throat because she was beating on him with a newspaper after he used her that night. And then he wonders why a woman would get upset. You know, that type of person. And totally trashed her out on YouTube in front of everybody. A man of honor wouldn't do that to this woman that he had intercourse with. Literally put his body part inside that woman he's guided by God to take care of, and slayed her and laid her out like trash right in front of all of us. And that's why he's not a part of that lawsuit, because he was just a plug, like a setup to try and get in the net of God's true warriors that are going after the bad ones. And yes, just a few will take them down. If they don't have money, they won't have money. And if they do have money, they won't have money. If they do have a job, they won't have a job. You will be a pauper. You will be a peasant if you aren't already. And it will get worse. I foresee all kinds of things God's going to do to you, because that's the way he works to teach you a lesson. When you're so low and you have to cry out for help. I cried out a lot in my life. I didn't always have help. Now I do. His name is God. Christ. And it's really, there's another subject a lot of people don't understand, how God and Christ are the same, and what the Holy Spirit is, the feeling of that three, of that spirit being one and the same, and how that works. They can't get a grasp on that. It doesn't even talk to them or speak to them, because they're not hearing it emotionally. So that would be lonely. There's a lot of lonely people like that. It is. Am I angry? No, I'm disappointed in the things, the people that make me sick. You disappoint me as another human being. I could think you're so cute and just love you, but I don't. I wish I could, but I don't. You just look ugly the way you act. You know? And you can think my true love, or actually being a kind, good person is ugly to you. I don't care. I really don't. That just tells me, once again, it affirms and confirms the fact that you are not my type of person. And then I'll go back to again, what are you doing here? This is a channel for friends. This isn't nothing else besides, I found men that Doug can listen to with God in their hearts, and he likes them, and I do too. And I find women along the way, most importantly, that we can help each other in our hearts because we know what this world is like. Like I heard some woman saying, well, if I hadn't been like raised by them, who's to say I'm not like them still or something? A good woman wouldn't have thought like that. She would have said, she would have felt it. She would have said, I'm glad she ran away. I'm glad she's got God in her heart, you know? But none of you care what I went through to try and learn. And that's why God put me there. So I know all the tricks, I know all the baloney, the crudity of the simple mind. Very crude, rude, icky, really, disgustingly so. So any woman that would go against another woman just like that automatically with no compassion is not feminine in my mind. And so to my ladies out there, that's why I say ladies, not like I'm a guy and you're my ladies. I'm your lady too. Friendship as ladies, not dog style. We're not doggy style. Women, females, you know, but truly feminine. So that because real women do express compassion towards each other, our first thoughts are not to hurt. Our first thoughts are to love. So always little girls like that, you know. So and true gentlemen are the same way. They don't intend anything but friendship, but may the best man rule. And that's the way leadership in this world is, whether we're on YouTube or wherever we are. If somebody's listening to you because you do have God in your heart, even if you get angry, oh, well, you know, um, this isn't the time to turn the other cheek. Like I always said, I only have so many cheeks and so many bones that can be broken, you know. You might think it's funny that I almost lost my life many, many times. You know, I don't find that so funny, you know, my broken face and everything. No, it's not funny to me. And the people that would do that to me are the people that talk like the ones that are going to try and do whatever they're trying to do. So, or already have tried. Just a bunch of devils. And that is wolves in sheep clothing. And I know you. And I am coming after you. It may not look like it. I might not look like I'm running around all busy, or that I'm not smart enough or good enough or have the means to take care of business, but I do. In fact, it's really not going to even cost me anything because I know how my government works and how it works for me. And I have people behind me educating me on the steps to take and how to go about it and what I'm doing. So that's the way that works. And like I said, people, I'll keep you posted. You're going to have a blast. You're going to love it. You will. God reassured me everybody's not going to starve. And a lot of people, even if they had families and they were separated, it might be for the best. When you have an animal leading the situation where a father is called for, well, that's like kicking Satan out, and he knows his time's waning. That's why people like me are stronger at this moment because he can't do anything about it anymore. So his babies are trying to, but they don't have the knowledge base. They don't have the wherewithal. They don't have the communication skills. They don't have the intelligence and soul that it takes to really make an impact. And that was given to Satan to deceive them for these end times, to shut down the filth that would submiss another human being. And that's exactly what it is. So, well, I'm going to let this go, and I will be back later. I love y'all. I just wanted you to know, some of you, and we already have, but we'll be talking on the phone, and we'll be talking more in depth. And the further and closer this all gets, the happier you're going to feel, the better you will feel. We already know how it works when God says, hey, shift change, wake up call. That's all good. I'm down with that, or up with that. Um, yeah. Uh, it'll just get more fun all the time. Even if we're being attacked and called the most filthy names and have the most filthy things said about us, um, when they're gonna feel what I went through all my life. That is God's promise. What they put me through with their small minds not caring, they are gonna feel a rush of pain with the thoughts of what I've been through all at once, which would have to be unbelievably painful. You would let me give you just a little look in there. Um, just a tiny, tiny bit. Multiply that pain by thousands with a rush of thoughts will put them to their knees. So I know that's coming. Um, have you ever been so overwhelmed that you felt physically sick? Like throwing up or losing control of your body or your heart or your mind, or this type of like cold sweats from a sick feeling, or even if it was drug induced, which I worked in the treatment center, saw a lot of that. But that is probably similar to the feeling of what these people are going to go through. They won't die, but they wish they did. You know, so they'll be just fine. You know. So, let me think. Anything else I wanted to say today? Um. Oh yeah, it is true. Um. Buy a fishing license. That's the best thing you can do, people. When you're evil, get your fishing license, because when you're not able to drive, when your car breaks down, um, when you have no means to do anything else but dig worms and sell them to the fishermen like I did, or um, with stitches that were bleeding to feed my kid, you know, um, and fish to make food, put protein on the table, and even fillet fish and sell the fillets, or smoke fish. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do. And it's actually a relaxing thing. Even if you don't eat the fish, you can fillet them and sell them. But you would have to work. That's the thing. You are going to have to work one way or another. I will make that come true for you. You're through using people and hurting people to make a living. Work is your 4-letter word for the year. Happy New Year, workers. Okay, I love you all. I'll talk to you soon. I'll be back tonight. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.